who dare to walk the plank behind San Francisco's only independent pirate supply store discover a treasure chest filled with the writings of these young authors.
In the center of Paris Tech, there was a huge tower made of phones, tablets, and other tech items.
At 826 Valencia, trained adult volunteers work with kids from 3rd to 7th grade, encouraging them to tell their own stories and listening when they do.
We address them as writers right from the beginning. We have them come in and we start to talk about the parts of a story.
Who knows what that's called when characters talk to each other in a story? Brianna. Dialogue.
What is dialogue? What is an antagonist? What is a protagonist? And then they work together collaboratively to do the beginning part of the story, the setting, and then the characters.
All of these characters are going to be in your story. So we need to make sure that we listen when the adults at each table are sharing the details so you know who is in this story.
He's a robot. Not a robot.
Made out of gold.
He's a robot.
She's a lady with long hair that is a whole rainbow of colors.
Her name is Sanks. She lives in San Francisco.
We have great characters, but what are we still waiting for in our story? What do we still need?
The problem.
Exactly.
And then we come to a cliffhanger, and then each kid writes their own ending.
While the kids are creating the story, we listen very carefully to what they create, the characters, the settings, and what I personally do is I try to make a drawing of the settings, and they see that what they created comes to life.
And over there at that table, Sitska was working on making all of your ideas into pictures. Here is one of them that's going to be in your book.
And then we also have typists who chronicles the story on the screen.
Both had huge houses made of gold, and many with pools filled with gold.
We have a mysterious Captain Blue up in the rafters that the kids never see, and Captain Blue acts as a crotchety old editor.
Oh, Captain Blue!
Yes?
Well, I have two of our amazing writers with me, Gabby and Jameer.
The good news is we came up with a lot of original ideas. The bad news is we're not quite finished with our story.
Did they use dialogue? Did they develop the character? Did they come to a satisfying ending? And the kids really listen for that. You can see it in their faces. That's probably the part they're most engaged in.
Wow, lots of action, creative stuff going on there. Like it. That was the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you for all those great stories. Keep writing.
Usually they leave with a book, and you can just see them holding it like, I made this book. I made this.
826 Valencia was co-founded by author Dave Eggers and educator Nanivi Caligari in 2002.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Eggers told a TED Talk audience that they were looking for a way to connect interested adults with underserved students to improve writing skills and to support overburdened teachers.
It brought in so many people, teachers, donors, volunteers, everybody, because it was street level, it was open to the public, it wasn't a nonprofit buried, on the 30th floor of some building in downtown. It was right in the neighborhood that it was serving, and it was open all the time to the public.
But why a pirate store?
This location was originally a gym, and it had gym mats all over the walls, and our co-founders say that as they took down these mats, they said, oh my gosh, it kind of looks like a pirate ship. Meanwhile, the location was zoned for retail, so we had to sell something. And so the co-founders said, hey, why not sell supplies for pirates?
Besides satisfying the zoning requirements, the store actually turns a profit. And there's another benefit.
A lot of times programs have this kind of like, this vibe of like, this is a place of remediation, there's like stigma attached to it. This place is so wacky that the stigma is taken away and it's replaced by creativity and wonder.
At the heart of 826 Valencia's mission is the value of the one-to-one relationship of tutor to student and the engagement of the community with the schools and teachers. They recruit hundreds of volunteers each year for a wide range of programs, including field trips, workshops, and after-school tutoring at both the Pirate Store and community schools.
We have very tight funding issues. We have finite staffing ratios with staff to students. here having the benefit of an army of people coming in to work with a particular group of students on a particular task is astounding.
Are we at table 1? What was at table 6? That's what Ashley said.
If they're in the after-school program, it means typically that the family is not available to be with the child in the after-school program. And so having someone that's giving the child that individual attention as an adult that really wants to know what the child's thinking, that's powerful.
We work with students from 3rd grade all the way to 7th grade. So it's really incredible to see a student who on the first day of school in 3rd grade is, paralyzed by misspelling and, struggling to know what to write. And then by the time they leave at the end of 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, they are proud of themselves. They're talking about the number of times they've been published, and they feel good about what they can do.
Okay, so if you finished it, then I collected it already for you, okay? High five, because then it can go in the book, okay?
All of 826 Valencia's services are free to the students and schools. The programs are so successful that 6 other chapters have opened in New York, Los Angeles, Ann Arbor, Chicago, Boston, and Washington, D.C.
In our dream scenario, it would be everywhere.
You swam every day.
As a kid, a lot of people don't listen to kids, or they don't think that they have anything to say. And this program really counteracts that, and you can see it on their faces.
Aye, Captain!
While pirates run the ship in San Francisco, it's superheroes who swoop in to help at the 826 outpost in New York. Robots rule in Michigan while Bigfoot looms large in Boston. Secret agents hide out in Chicago, magicians ply their trade in Washington, D.C., and a visit to Los Angeles could result in a trip back in time.